The Book of Enoch is one of the most enigmatic and controversial ancient religious texts ever discovered. Regarded as apocryphal by most mainstream Christian traditions, yet revered in Ethiopian Christianity and studied widely by scholars and spiritual seekers alike, it offers a radical and imaginative account of the universe, angels, divine judgment, and the relationship between heaven and earth. Perhaps its most striking element is its description of the Watchers, a group of fallen angels who descended to earth and defied the divine order, altering the fate of humanity forever. These themes, largely absent from the canonical Bible, have contributed to the book's suppression throughout history, yet they continue to captivate readers who seek to understand the mysterious intersection of myth, theology, and ancient cosmology. The Book of Enoch, also known as First Enoch to distinguish it from later works bearing the same name, is an ancient Jewish text attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah. It is traditionally dated to the 3rd century BCE, though some parts may have been written earlier or later. It is composed of several books: the Book of the Watchers, the Book of Parables, the Astronomical Book, the Book of Dreams, and the Epistle of Enoch. Among these, the Book of the Watchers is perhaps the most famous and the most provocative. It introduces readers to the Watchers, angels sent by God to watch over humanity, who instead succumbed to earthly temptations, leading to dire consequences that echo through the text. According to the narrative, the Watchers descended to earth during the days of Jared, Enoch's father, and became infatuated with human women. They made a pact among themselves, swearing to carry out their plan together so that none could later back out. 200 of them descended to Mount Hermon, where they took human wives and fathered a race of giants called the Nephilim. These hybrids, massive and violent, began to corrupt the earth, devouring its resources and turning against humanity. Their existence, according to Enoch, was one of the key reasons behind the Great Flood, a divine act of purification and judgment meant to cleanse the world of their corruption. What makes the story of the Watchers so intriguing is not just their fall, but what they brought with them. These fallen angels introduced humanity to forbidden knowledge, secrets of the heavens, metallurgy, enchantments, cosmetics, astrology, and warfare. Azazel, one of the chief Watchers, is accused of teaching humans to make weapons and armor, painting the beginnings of human conflict as the result of angelic intervention. Others taught sorcery, herbology, and astrology. The knowledge itself wasn't inherently evil, but it was considered prematurely given. Mankind wasn't ready, and the angels had overstepped their bounds. This theme echoes the myth of Prometheus in Greek mythology, where forbidden knowledge, though powerful, brings suffering when obtained illicitly. The story is profoundly dualistic, portraying a universe in constant tension between order and chaos, divine will and rebellion. Enoch himself is a fascinating figure, a righteous man who is granted access to heavenly realms and acts as an intermediary between God and the rebellious Watchers. He is taken on visionary journeys through the heavens, witnessing the punishment of the fallen angels and the hidden structure of creation. His role is similar to that of a prophet, seer, and divine messenger. In some ways, Enoch is the original apocalyptic visionary, preceding figures like Daniel or John of Patmos. His visions are vast in scope, cosmic in scale, and deeply moral in message. The Book of Enoch's vivid descriptions of the heavens, stars, angels, and divine punishment are rich with symbolic meaning. It paints a picture of a tightly structured cosmos governed by divine justice. The punishment for the Watchers is severe. They are bound in the depths of the earth in dark pits to await final judgment. Their children, the Nephilim, perish in the flood, but their spirits, unclean and vengeful, are said to roam the earth as evil spirits or demons. This narrative serves not only as a mythological origin story for sin and suffering, but also as a theological explanation for the presence of evil spirits in the world. One reason the Book of Enoch was excluded from the biblical canon is its radical and elaborate angelology, which diverges sharply from more restrained biblical portrayals of divine beings. The canonical Bible offers few details about the nature and hierarchy of angels. In contrast, Enoch names them, ranks them, describes their roles, and gives a narrative of their moral choices and consequences. For early Jewish and Christian communities trying to establish orthodoxy, such detailed accounts may have seemed too speculative or dangerous, opening the door to uncontrolled interpretations of the spiritual realm. Another reason for its suppression may be its potential political implications. The Book of Enoch contains strong themes of divine justice and judgment against corrupt rulers, both human and spiritual. It portrays a coming age where the righteous will be vindicated and the wicked punished, a theme that would resonate with oppressed communities but might alarm ruling elites. The text's strong emphasis on apocalyptic justice could be seen as subversive or even revolutionary, especially in periods of Roman occupation or other imperial rule. Yet, despite its exclusion from most biblical canons, the Book of Enoch had a profound influence on early Christianity. Fragments of it were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, indicating its importance to the Essenes, a Jewish sect active around the time of Jesus. Early Christian writers such as Tertullian and Irenaeus regarded it as authoritative. Some of its themes, like the concept of the Son of Man, divine judgment, and cosmic battles between good and evil, echo strongly in the New Testament, particularly in the Book of Revelation. Even the Epistle of Jude in the New Testament explicitly references Enoch, quoting a prophecy found in the text, which lends credibility to the idea that it was once widely accepted and respected in early Christian circles. The Book of Enoch also profoundly influenced later mystical and esoteric traditions. Its depictions of angelic hierarchies and cosmic secrets inspired medieval Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, and various Gnostic movements. During the Renaissance, it captivated Christian occultists and scholars who saw in it a key to unlocking ancient wisdom lost to time. Its descriptions of heavenly realms and divine architecture intrigued alchemists and astronomers alike, feeding the age-old human desire to understand the hidden structures of reality. In the modern era, the Book of Enoch continues to fascinate readers, particularly those interested in ancient mysteries, forbidden knowledge, and alternative histories of religion. Some researchers have even speculated that its vivid imagery of beings descending from the sky, teaching technology, and altering human genetics might be interpreted through the lens of ancient astronaut theories. While such interpretations are speculative and often controversial, they reflect the book's enduring allure and its capacity to inspire new interpretations across cultures and eras. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church is the only major branch of Christianity to preserve the Book of Enoch as part of its canon. This has led scholars to speculate about how early Christianity might have developed differently had the book remained widely accepted. Would our understanding of angels, demons, and divine justice be more elaborate and mythological? Would the narrative of human history include a celestial war that continues to shape our spiritual condition? These are tantalizing questions that speak to the book's ability to stretch the imagination and challenge conventional theology. At its heart, the Book of Enoch is a meditation on divine boundaries, what happens when they are crossed, and the consequences that ripple across time and space. The Watchers did not simply break a rule. They fundamentally altered the course of human history, leading to divine judgment on a cosmic scale. The narrative serves as both a warning and a vision, a warning about the dangers of unrestrained desire and forbidden knowledge, and a vision of a world governed by justice, order, and divine purpose. In Enoch's mystical journey, we see the ancient human yearning to understand the forces that govern the universe, to make sense of suffering and evil, and to glimpse the architecture of the divine. Ultimately, the Book of Enoch is a banned text not because it is irrelevant, but because it is too provocative, too imaginative, and too powerful. It challenges orthodoxies, redefines sacred narratives, and invites readers to question the boundaries between the seen and the unseen. Whether viewed as myth, prophecy, or inspired revelation, its voice continues to echo through the corridors of spiritual inquiry, calling us to remember the Watchers, the Nephilim, and the man who walked with God and was taken into the heavens.